Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Herold here on Badlands Media. I am your host, John Herold, and happy Friday. I posted on Twitter asking for some help because I was a little behind on show prep, and that is because this morning I went to my son's little graduation thing. They have mass, and then they do this stepping up ceremony, and so I was out pretty much all morning because you have to get there so early because everybody comes to this thing. Church is packed. But no, it's good. My son is now officially a second grader. I guess officially he probably starts in the fall, so he'll be official then. But yeah, he's done. Summer break starts, and I don't know if I'm ready for the summer. There's so many activities; it's going to be nuts. But anyway, what I think I want to do for this show is I'm going to go through the news that I have prepared, and then at the end, I'll go through that Twitter post I did and the responses because there's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it we may have already spoken about throughout the show. Some of it might be new. We'll see what happens. And then there's a couple comments in the chat that I'll get to as well. So we'll see. But before we do any of that, let's do a quick word from the sponsors of today's show. First up, we got Love Litters. Attention, all you Badlanders with purring pals and feathered friends, say hello to Love Litters. 100% pure kiln-dried wood, free from chemicals and oh so kind to Mother Earth. No dust, no mess, and no toxins. Just a lightweight solution that's gentle on your wallet and even gentler in your home. Their biodegradable litter is crafted from wood destined for landfills, giving it a new purpose in your pet's life. Cats love it, and their astonishing formula works like magic to neutralize that notorious cat urine odor, keeping your home pine fresh and welcoming. For bird lovers, it zaps moisture from bird droppings, crumbling them away, all while being safe if pecked at or ingested. And for reptiles and critters too, their mix is crafted to dilute the pine scent, ensuring those little lungs stay happy and healthy. Plus, every 30-pound bag of Love Litters will last up to 6 months, saving you money. Transform your pet care routine today. Visit badlandsmedia.tv/litter. That's badlandsmedia.tv/litter, and breathe easy with a litter that loves your pet as much as you do. And I can't say enough good things about the people at Love Litters. Their product is great. It's awesome. But never even mind the product. The people, the owner over there is just so good. He's been to a couple GARTs. He's been with us for a long time too. And as always, we appreciate when you guys support our sponsors. It's a great way to support us. And another great way to support us is by hitting that thumbs up. So do me a favor and do that. One quick note, housekeeping note. I saw Miss Bright in the chat. And so, actually, I don't know if I can say this yet. Oh, I can. Let me share this. The virtual tickets for GART Deadwood are now on sale. We have early bird pricing this time around. Early bird pricing, $30 now through June 15th. So you guys have a month. After that, it'll go back up to our regular pricing. So if you guys want to get in on early on the virtual ticket action, now's your chance. Another housekeeping item. Next month, June 28th, I'll be in Florida, Lakeland, Florida, for a Badlanders meetup. Myself, CanCon, Zach, JB, I think Cam Cooksey's going to be there. This will be a pretty big meetup. 5 to 8. If you want to come, make sure you RSVP to VIDA, VIDAMCC at protonmail.com. We're also doing a meetup in Minnesota at Quinny's Pub on June 14th. So you can save that date as well. What's up, Ash? Badlands Media fan. I wonder how many cornies have been changed to comies. Yeah, that's probably going to be our first story of the day, I think. Yeah, I got a couple of these so we can go, because that's a crazy story. Let's start with it. So for those who haven't seen this, James Comey is being investigated by the Trump administration over an Instagram post that he put out there. The Trump administration has launched an investigation into former FBI Director James Comey over a now-deleted Instagram post that officials allege amounted to a call for the President Trump's assassination. Members of the president's cabinet confirmed Thursday evening. Comey's post, which featured seashells arranged to read 8647 on a beach, drew immediate backlash. Though Comey later removed the post and claimed it was not intended as a call for violence, officials say the message was clear. 86 is widely understood slang for killing or getting rid of someone, and 47 is interpreted as a reference to Trump, the 47th president. It's kind of wild. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated that Comey had called for the assassination of the president and confirmed that the Department of Homeland Security and the Secret Service are investigating. FBI Director Kash Patel said his agency will support the probe, and DNI Tulsi Gabbard told Fox News that Comey belongs in jail. James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars, Gabbard said while talking to Jesse Waters. And this is the post. So, I mean, man, I'm looking at this a couple different ways. Like, first of all, James Comey, 100% for sure, belongs in prison. I don't necessarily think it's like this is worthy of that. Like, it's stupid for sure. He shouldn't have done it. But like, I didn't realize what 8647 was until everybody started saying, this is him calling for the assassination of President Trump. And so I doubt there's anybody, like just a normie out there that follows James Comey that like saw this and took it as, okay, this is my signal. I need to go try to assassinate Trump. Maybe this was like a hidden message to other people on his payroll out there. I don't know. I think that's a slight overreaction, but it's not okay by any means. Like he shouldn't have done this if that was his intention. I don't know. But yeah, he's going to be investigated now. There were so many crimes that this guy's done from when he was actually the FBI director. I want to see him go to prison for that. Like him getting in trouble for this and investigated for this is like almost a cop out. It's like a technicality. That's just my thoughts on it. John, did you see the comparison of this to the bullets? I haven't. Can you send me that in Telegram, Ash? Are you talking about the one from Soros back in the day? John, where have you been? Everyone knows what that means. I guess I didn't. You guys all knew that I didn't. Like, are these people that stupid that he would post this as like anything other than kind of joking around? And I'm not trying to like cover for Comey. I think he's a bad dude. I'm one of the guys who doesn't think he's a white hat. But I'm waiting for Ash to send me that thing. Because if it's the Soros bullets one, the bullet hole, that's a little more direct, in my opinion. Let me pull that up. Yeah, this one. This one has the bullet hole on the left side and the 47 on the right side. And this is the day, or is that 47? 10, 20, 45, 6, 7. Yeah, this was January of 2024, though. I know. Okay, well, you guys all know the 86 lingo. 86 out of here, John. Well, it must be a generational thing. Yeah. There were people wearing 8645 in 2019. See, I didn't know that. John, are you fed? I'm not a fed. Yesterday was exactly 8647 days since 9/11. Is that true? That's kind of wild. Badlands being found. I didn't really either. See, I'm not the only one. It's not the Soros build. I'm still trying to find it. So apparently you guys completely disagree with me about the 8647, and that is totally okay. That is totally okay. And if you guys think I should be more concerned, like Trump is the most protected man in the world. James Comey's not a good guy. He's obviously an enemy. I don't think he's like a high up with the deep state, I think I see him as like a handler and somebody who infiltrated the FBI or whatever. He got up there in a high position, but I don't see him. I don't see him being like if they were going to actually call, like if he was actually going to trigger somebody to go do an assassination, is he going to use an Instagram post to activate it? Like, is he that stupid? Are these people that stupid? Like, wouldn't you do something covert? Like, he posted this because he knew he'd draw a bunch of reaction from it. That's my thoughts on it. So, apologies if I'm not emotionally overreacting as you guys want me to, but that's just how I operate. We have no update to the Doge website, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Speaking of FBI stuff, Kash Patel was on Bartiromo's show, and he had this to say about the Hoover building.
Look, the FBI is 38,000 when we're fully manned, which we're not. In the National Capital Region, in the 50-mile radius around Washington, D.C., there were 11,000 FBI employees. That's like a third of the workforce. A third of the crime doesn't happen here. So we're taking 1,500 of those folks and moving them out. Every state's getting a plus up. And I think when we do things like that, we inspire folks in America to become intel analysts and agents and say, we want to go work at the FBI because we want to go fight violent crime and we want to get sent out into the country to do it. And that's what we're doing in the next 3, 6, 9 months. We're going to do that hard. And, you know, I didn't know that I was going to do this, but I'm going to announce it on your show anyway. This FBI is leaving the Hoover building because this building is unsafe for our workforce. And we want the workforce.
You just gave up a big nugget.
We want the American men and women to know, if you're going to come work at the premier law enforcement agency in the world, we're going to give you a building that's commensurate with that. And that's not this place. Look, the FBI is 38,000.
This is interesting. So it sounds like that was supposed to be a secret. And the way Dan Bongino reacted when he said it was pretty interesting too. I'm going to fast forward to that part again after he says it. Yeah, right here. Look how uncomfortable he gets. Watch Dan Bongino after Kash says this.
Safe for our workforce. And we want the workforce.
You just gave up a big nugget.
We
Gets a little uncomfortable when that gets said. Now I want to go back to the Trump Twitter archive. Sorry, I didn't have this ahead of time. Kind of doing this on the fly since I didn't have much time to prepare this morning. But I'm pretty sure. Do you guys remember in the campaign season when everybody was talking about the new FBI building? Yeah. So May. Look at this. May of 2024. There's January, December. Let's do, okay, yeah, let's start here. December 2023, the FBI headquarters should not be moved to a faraway location, should stay right where it is in a new spectacular building in the best location in our now crime-ridden and filthy, dirty, graffiti-scarred capital. Anyway, so this was December 2023, Trump saying it should not be moved. Again, he reposts it on January 6th of 2024, the May 7th. The new FBI building should be built in Washington, D.C., not Maryland. I mean, this is like a big little debate. Like, people were upset about what should happen with this building. And now Kash Patel is saying, what do I do routinely, Miss Bright? Sorry, Miss Bright distracted me in the chat. Saying I did something routinely. I don't even know what she's talking about. And that's going to drive me nuts. Anyway, this is a big area of controversy. Now, Kash Patel is out here kind of giving it away that they are sending the people out. So, I mean, technically, they're not building a new building that we know of yet. But I wonder if that at some point is going to come up, especially in this, like, the big, beautiful bill. I don't think we've heard any mention of it. But at one point, that was going to be a funding mechanism within one of these bills. Oh, John, you announced stuff you're not allowed to, like Kash just did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do that. It's part of my charm, Miss Bright, no matter how upset that might make people. But yeah, guys, so we'll see what happens with this this investigation. Like, if they're investigating him for this post, I imagine they're going to have to prove intent. Like, that was his intent to call for the assassination of Trump. And I feel like that's going to be a pretty difficult thing to do. Unless he was like texting with somebody about it. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's skip ahead to, let's do this. Trump, I think he's on his way back, and he might even be back from his little Middle East trip. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not 100% sure. But has been talking about the trade deals. Trump says the clock is ticking for 150 countries to make a deal or face higher tariffs. At the conclusion of his Middle East trip Friday, Trump acknowledged that trade negotiations are progressing too slowly to accommodate every country that wants to strike a new deal with the United States. So Trump said he'd give other countries a few more weeks. And then Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick would simply tell America's trading partners what their new tariffs are. We have at the same time 150 countries that want to make a deal, but you're not able to see that many countries, Trump said during a business roundtable in Abu Dhabi. Also, he's still in Abu Dhabi. Never mind. Anyway, at a certain point over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think Scott and Howard will be sending letters out, essentially telling people we'll be very fair, but we'll be telling people what they'll be paying to do business in the United States. And this is the mindset that he keeps coming back to, and I love, because these are being portrayed to us as if they're deals. And when you have a deal, that's like two sides, negotiating some sort of deal, then you sign it. Well, these aren't those kind of deals. These are Trump telling people, this is what you are going to do. Now go sit down and shut up. Like, Trump is dictating this whole thing, and that's perfect. So there's really only a few countries that will be able to actually negotiate if the stuff is actually being negotiated and hasn't been agreed to already. There's a few countries with the weight behind them that I think could actually, we'll do this if you do this. Everybody else is just being told what they can and can't do. And I absolutely love that. But they're waiting to release the numbers. We got this from CNN talking about United Health Group. And I found there's something interesting going on here. United Health Group, one of America's biggest corporations and a member of the exclusive Dow Jones Industrial Average, is suddenly unraveling. The crisis engulfing United Health hit a crescendo this week when CEO Andrew Whitty stepped down abruptly for personal reasons. And remember, United Health is the group, if I'm not mistaken, where that guy, the CEO, got shot, like in New York. The Mangialeone or whatever guy, who's just seeking the death penalty on him, I believe. Anyway, United Health also swiftly abandoned its financial guidance, blaming skyrocketing medical costs. And then Wall Street Journal dropped the hammer, revealing that United Health is under federal criminal investigation for possible Medicare fraud. The developments have stunned investors, triggering a dramatic loss of confidence. United Health's stock has lost half its value. That's insane. A staggering $288 billion in the span of a month. Its share price plunged on Thursday to its lowest level since April 2020 during the height of the pandemic. I am not going to be upset if some of these huge insurance companies and health companies and medical provider companies lose a bunch of money and or go to prison for fraud. Like, our healthcare system is completely broken. One of the many systems in America that are broken, that need to be fixed. Because all they're doing is enriching the same people, the lobbyists, everybody that keep our political establishment in power in perpetuity. Like, we got to fix all these little minor problems. If you can call this a minor problem, it's just one of many problems. Let's put it that way. You got to fix all of the many problems in order to fix the big problem that goes with it, right? So this is a good sign. I like seeing this. The Trump administration is launching an audit of $15 billion in Biden-era energy grants. Trump admin announced Thursday will audit roughly $15 billion in grants awarded during the Biden administration to power grid and manufacturing supply chain products. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said the findings so far have been troubling. Any reputable business would have a process in place for evaluating spending and investments before money goes out the door, and the American people deserve no less from their federal government. Wright stated a DOE memorandum said if projects are found to fall short of department standards, they may be altered or terminated under federal law. I would love to interview Chris Wright, because what he says right here, any reputable business would have a process in place for, he's talking about, he's kind of relating it to a normal business, right? Well, I wonder if I asked him, if you have a business that you're paying, but they don't do the job, you stop paying, right? How would Chris Wright feel about Americans paying taxes when they're not doing what they were hired to do, essentially? Healthcare is criminal. Rates will go up. This I can believe is an op. Is the dead guy really dead? I don't know. Healthcare and making money don't go together in my mind. Can't make money on healthy people. The health insurance is definitely corrupt. They cover only $2,000 out of a $25,000 bill of mine, and we pay $1,400 a month. That's crazy. Claire Cat says, have a friend whose sister worked for United Healthcare for 40 years, and they're offering buyouts to tons of employees. I don't do the burp, Polly, but thank you. Sandy Dupe says, Trump just landed in the UK. Wonder who's going to meet with over there. Laura, did you hear about the Springsteen rant about Trump? Sick effort. I have not. So if you want to, I don't know, send a link or something, I'd check it out. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Trump admin is targeting EU digital rules over free speech concerns. This is an interesting fight here. Interesting front. The Trump admin is intensifying its opposition to Europe's digital regulations, launching a broad campaign that frames the European Union's content moderation laws as a threat to free expression and U.S. commercial interests. The effort is centered on the EU's Digital Services Act, which imposes new obligations on major digital platforms, many of them American, to manage risks like disinformation and illegal content. Driving much of the U.S. response is the State Department, that's interesting, which recently instructed its European offices to gather examples of government efforts to limit freedom of speech. According to an internal documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal, a separate communication declared that the United States is committed to shutting down the global censorship industrial complex, signaling the administration's stance that the DSA represents a significant overreach. Now, I think this is cool. Like, it's great. Like, yeah, let's go help Europe fight their free speech problems because Europe can't rise up and take care of it themselves. And like, we don't even have free speech here yet. Like, I wish they would, and this is my mindset with everything, and I'm not saying this is the right mindset or approach because I don't know. Obviously, there's so many moving parts to all this. Sometimes you have to tackle two things at the same time, whatever. But like me personally, I always use that analogy of my house and my neighbor's house. If we both have the same problem, like if my house is on fire and my neighbor's house is on fire, am I going to go put out my neighbor's fire first? Or maybe I'd get my fire put out before I start using my water to then go put out my neighbor's fire. Like, make sure my business is taken care of and my family. Then I'll go help everybody else. Right? So like, that's my mindset when it comes to stuff like this. Like, let's make sure our house has free speech before we go worry about the free speech in the neighbor's house. And I don't believe we're at a level of free speech. We can't get any reach on TikTok. We can't get any reach on Instagram or shadow banned everywhere. Oh, we did finally today. I got the email. We got approved now for monetization on YouTube. So what that means is you can expect us to get a strike sometime probably in the next week or two. And then we'll be off and on to our next YouTube account in, by the end of the month. Anyway, Mud Efficient says, I refuse to take any kind of advice from people that haven't cleaned their own toilet in years. Screw Springsteen and the rest of them. You can be banned right away. We probably will be banned right away. Alex Stein, John. What about Alex Stein? I refuse to self-censor just for money. But yeah, that interview yesterday was an interesting one. I haven't actually had a chance to go back and rewatch it, but I want to. FBI shuts down public corruption unit that played key role in Trump probe. The FBI's Washington field office is shutting down its federal public corruption squad known as CR-15, the same unit that spearheaded the Bureau's Arctic Frost investigation, which was a precursor to Special Counsel Jack Smith's probe into President Trump. The Washington field office has 3 squads dedicated to public corruption. Do we ever actually hear stories though of public corruption? Like, why do they need 3? I mean, we do. We believe it's going on. But how often do we see somebody get investigated, get indicted, get charged, and actually found guilty and have to pay the price for some sort of public corruption? I feel like it doesn't happen all the way through that often when it should be. So, I mean, this is great. Shut these squads weren't obviously doing anything. Agents assigned to CR-15 will be reassigned elsewhere within the Bureau. An FBI official described the move as part of a broader reorganization and said additional structural changes at the Washington field office are expected. And I think that's kind of what Kash Patel just publicly said. Braves, love how you called him out. Yeah, you told him that on election Israel. Yeah, Stein on your show is a big deal to me. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he'll come back too. I'm going back and forth. He was like, I'll get you on Tim Pool. And I had a couple people text me like, oh, you should totally try to get on Tim Pool. And I mean, I'd go on Tim Pool, but I would never agree to self-censor, you know? And I would 100% go in and call him out to his face about some of the election stuff. So Liz Jane, I love Trump, but he did this last time. He wants to fix the whole world, which is good, except we need his time and attention at home. Congress is way out of control and we're in serious trouble. Yeah, Congress is, I think I have a story in here about Congress where they're basically, oh yeah, here's a story right here. Let's do this. I just got to archive it quick. Get past the paywall. Come on, there we go. House Budget Committee punts mega bill vote as GOP leaders woo holdouts. I still can't believe, like, this is 2 months in a row now almost of just stories just like this, where we're on the cusp of passing the big, beautiful bill, but they're waiting because they need to change something or do a new vote or whatever, like new change to the bill. House Republican leaders delayed a vote Friday morning to push their party line tax and spending package through the Budget Committee amid ongoing GOP opposition. To placate fiscal conservatives on the panel, Republican leaders are entertaining substantial changes to the bill before lawmakers are expected to vote on passage next week, including enforcing work requirements on Medicaid recipients earlier than 2029 deadline, blah, blah, blah. Chip Roy is a key holdout. How do you guys feel about Chip Roy? Not sure. I'm a huge fan, personally. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan. I don't want that to get misquoted because I don't like anybody. I'm not a big fan of anybody in Congress. But I wonder if Trump truthed about this too, because he's kind of dictating the narrative with the bill. I haven't scanned his timeline today. A couple endorsements. Oh yeah, here we go. 3 hours ago. Republicans must unite behind the one big, beautiful bill. The one BBB, Build Back Better, big, beautiful bill. Not only does it cut taxes for all Americans, but it will kick millions of illegal aliens off of Medicaid to protect it for those who are the ones in real need. See this, like, why do we need the one big, beautiful bill to kick millions off of illegal aliens off of Medicaid? Like, are they going to come out with like a huge 1,200-page bill like they did this last time and give us 3 days to go through it? You guys remember that? Are they going to do that again? Because last time they did that, there was this huge public freakout. And they tried to sneak so much BS in there. So I kind of hope they do. I enjoy reading through that. Everybody goes through it with a AI comb. I go through it with my own fine-tooth comb and find the real shit. Dang it. I went a whole week and I didn't swear once, and I just did. My bad. Anyway, I'm wonder how many pages this bill is going to end up being. And that'll be another like focus of debate of why do we keep doing it this way? Not that they'll change it because they benefit from doing it that way. Anyway, the country will suffer greatly without this legislation, with their taxes going up 65%. It will be blamed on the Democrats, but that doesn't help our voters. We don't need grandstanders in the Republican Party. Stop talking and get it done. It is time to fix the mess that Biden and the Democrats gave us. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I like how he treats these Truth Social posts as like an email too. Like, thank you for your attention to this matter is something you would put in the signature line of an email. But no, he just puts it on as Truth Social posts. Bravis says, an op John making Uniparty look bad. Yeah, I agree with that. The root causes of our problems are global problems. Congress are just paid employees. That's a good way to put it. 10,000 pages. You have to pass it in order to know what's in it. That's a great line from Nancy Pelosi. Not swearing, just proper use of an adjective. Thank you. Thanks, guys. A friend of Christ says, shipwrecked said for us citizens to vote directly on laws. Democracy has problems, yet our choice can be heard more often. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the vision G Money has, like some sort of case by case, blockchain voting type thing where each person gets a say if they want to say, but do it on the issues. Let's see if there's anything else that was. Supreme Court is being played by radical left losers who have no support. The public hates them, and their only hope is the intimidation of the court itself. We can't let that happen to our country. Has anyone noticed that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot? Did he actually post that? What? That's a real Truth Social post? That's amazing. Just that, like, he's in the Middle East. He's meeting with foreign leaders. He's doing all these $1 trillion economic deals. He's trying to get world peace everywhere. He's trying to get Congress to pass this budget. Like, he's the leader of the free world. And in the middle of all that, he throws a pot shot at Taylor Swift. That's amazing. I love this man. We do not deserve him. It's so funny. Speaking of peace talks, we got this. The Pope and the Vatican are offering to hold peace talks for Ukraine and Russia. The new Pope wants to host Ukraine peace talks after a summit in Istanbul failed to bring together the main players in the conflict. Following Russian President Vladimir Putin's no-show at peace talks in Turkey that he himself suggested, the Vatican called the outcome tragic and said Pope Leo the 14th wants to make the Holy See available to host the two sides in an effort to end the war, which has begun raging for more than 3 years. This is all tragic because we hoped that it would be a maybe slow process, but with a peaceful solution to the conflict. And instead, we are back at the beginning. The Holy See's top of the blah, blah, blah. Now we will see what to do. It's just weird. Like, they're offering the Vatican to peace talks. Supposedly a body found in Swift's mansion in news. It may be Signal. Is that true? Taylor Swift is overrated. I agree, but my daughter is like a huge fan of Taylor Swift, and it's just like this one song, the "You Belong with Me" song. And when we're driving in the car, me, my son, and my daughter, like, we take turns picking music, and we just like keep going in rotation every time for like the whole week. And so, I mix it up, my son mixes it up, but the last time I had the kids for a week, I actually had them one extra day, so it was 8 days straight of "You Belong with Me" by Taylor Swift, and I almost wanted to like say my radio is broken. That's what I should have done. Should have done that. I'm going to do that next time. Steal my own radio out of my car so I don't have to listen to that song ever again. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting. The Pope is offering the Vatican for the peace talks. Just weird. I wonder if they're going to accept it. I doubt it, but maybe. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear Putin comment on it, though. I wonder if he has yet. Oh, let's see what else we got. And if I don't find anything good, we'll go to the chat and the Truth Social post, and I'll just kind of hang out with you guys for a little bit. Oh, I do have this great video from Kid Rock. You guys got to see this.
When you play your concerts, do you ever see anybody with blue hair, armpit hair, female armpit hair? Some of these people we're looking at, Kid, I don't know.
Man, listen, I was just watching your clips, and we have this low birth rate in America, and it all made sense to me. It just hit me right now, because who's going to sleep with these ugly ass, broke, crazy, deranged, TDS liberal women? I mean, you look at these rallies, it's like a bunch of women that no guy wants to sleep with and a bunch of dudes that want to sleep with each other.
Have you seen what Comey,
That's so funny. So funny. Love him. Ash said she sent me a few things. Big, beautiful bill failed in committee. What? Hold on.
Hey, for the members, listen up. I do not anticipate us coming back today. I've had some questions. I know most of you are trying to get home. Go home. I'll let you know this weekend if we're we're going to return first thing Monday. I think that's the goal at this point. But just know that the weekend is yours and your family's, okay? Thank you.
Does this make sense to you guys? Like, we have the majority. How are we not able to get Trump's stuff passed unless they're obviously working against Trump? It's crazy. Apparently, we have Trump and what he said about Comey's thing. I haven't seen this yet, so let's watch it together.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant. And he did it for a reason, and he was hit so hard because people like me and they like what's happening with our country. Our country's become respected again and all this. And he's calling for the assassination of the president.
Obviously, he apologized and said he
Well, he
wasn't calling
apologized
for
'cause he was hit.
violence. But
Look, he's a very
what
bad-
do you want to
look,
see happen?
he is a-
What do you want to see happen?
I don't want to take a position on it because that's going to be up to Pam and all of the great people. But I will say this, I think it's a terrible thing. And when you add his history to that, if he had a clean history, he doesn't. He's a dirty cop. He's a dirty cop. And if he had a clean history, I could understand if there was a leniency. But I'm going to let them make that decision.
Yeah, see, I guess must just be me not having heard the 86 thing before. But yeah, I mean, they're going to investigate him. So I personally think he should be in prison for things long before this. Okay, we have this. Is Gabbard saying he should be held accountable?
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do. Any other person with a position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be, I'm very concerned for the president's life. We've already seen assassination attempts. I'm very concerned for his life. And James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this.
I wonder what kind of influence he really has, though. Maybe, but yeah, there were apparently human remains discovered near Taylor Swift's home in Rhode Island. What? They say no foul play is suspected. I mean, how can you come out and just say that when you find a limb? Like, you don't know that. If anything, if you just find a limb, like, the first thing I would suspect is foul play. Anyway, however, I'm skeptical of official narrative. This is Grok, by the way. Police often downplay incidents to avoid panic. Oh, yeah, public speculation about a serial killer in New England with 13 sets of remains found since March. Is this part of the serial killer? That's what this is. It's the New England serial killer striking again. Crazy. That's a pretty nice house, I would say. I'd take that. Okay. I do have a couple liberal meltdown videos we can talk about. Reparations are back on the menu, apparently.
And discrimination against Black people. We are in a moment of anti-Blackness on steroids, and we refuse to be silent. We will not back down in our pursuit of racial justice. The antidote to anti-Blackness is to be pro-Black, and we will do it unapologetically. The United States government owes us a debt, and we need reparations now.
Ash says Taylor Swift is the serial killer. You said it, not me. Ash 1776 says Whitmer had 8645 in her set back in the day. I did not know that either. One more liberal meltdown. At the same rally, speaking about reparations again.
Economic level Are they being targeted? Is it everyone? So basically, it doesn't matter as to what economic level. It's pretty much all Black Americans. What about those individuals of any race that have a lineage going back to slave America? It doesn't matter.
So to be very clear, whether or not a Black descendant of American chattel slavery were able to break into the middle class, they are still, and they were able to do that despite the harms, despite the past injustices done to them. So they are not excluded from the reparation and the remedies therein. When we think about who traces their lineage back, that is again a debate that is used to try to silence the rest of this movement. It's a distraction tactic. Because what we want to do is instead of focusing on, again, what the system did, who did it, and what the impact of it was, we'd rather get bogged down in, well, should they make $25 an hour or should they be paid below a living wage, right? Should they have been educated, or if they're educated, does that disqualify? No, they're Black. If they are Black and they're descendants of slaves, then they were directly in the lineage of harm. If they are descendant of Jim Crow policies in this country, they are the direct descendants and current living recipients of that harm. If they are living today, then we are still harmed by inequitable funding schemes of public schools. We're still harmed by being Black or brown or poor and living nearer to environmental hazards all over this country. If you are Black in this country right now, you are still less likely to be able to acquire a loan. The interest rates are still higher for Black folks who are attempting to buy homes or go to school. We are still discriminated because of our hair, because of our names, when we go to get jobs.
I mean, isn't this literally a congresswoman? Like, if everything she's saying was true, how would she have even gotten elected? But yeah, we're not paying reparations, guys. Don't worry about it. But okay, well, that's like all I had. So I'm going to go to my post and we can see if there's any good responses that you guys want me to go through. And I'll talk to the chat a little bit and we'll see what happens. For the swear jar. I'll get to the rants here at the end. Sugar Sutton wants reparations for their Indian heritage. I mean, I just want to stop having to pay taxes. I want reparations from poor government. Hey guys, don't forget Florida coming up. Make sure you guys get RSVP'd to Lakeland. Wikipedia changing their definition of 86. I did not see this. Also means to kill, murder, and execute judicially. See, I had no idea. I do live in a bubble in North Dakota. We don't often talk about assassination comms, I guess. I wonder when that changed, though. Last edited 6 minutes ago. Interesting. Let's see here. HB22, the body language in this clip, despite the 4-year pause, these two seem to have picked their bromance right up, almost as if the pause never happened. I'm not complaining. It's encouraging. Yeah, it looks like Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman escorted him back to the airport. Yeah, they're bros. Sovereign Alliance. I mean, there's so much Sovereign Alliance signal these last few days. It's very encouraging. You know, especially we speculate this stuff for so long. And then as stuff starts playing out and it starts to line up with how we assumed things would play out based on, you know, trying to map out the devolution stuff or whatever's going on behind the scenes, it's just really encouraging to see this stuff play out. And you get excited for people like Ghost, who's like in the weeds with the Middle East stuff. And he just starts nailing these predictions he's made. It's really cool to see that too. But yeah, I did see a comment earlier, like, where's Ghost really? He hasn't sent any pictures yet of him being in France that I have seen. So to be truthful, I don't know for sure where he's at. But anyway, HB22 again. Oh yeah, 8645. I did not know that. That's crazy. Okay, so now I see what everybody's freaking out about a little bit. Here's Bravest on Twitter. Comey, Pence, Barr, Mueller, Ray, a good guy. See, I do these individually. I know the whole band thing, and I've entertained that idea, and it's plausible for sure. But like judging people by, especially the reasons people think people are bad, like when it comes to Pence, right? And I will say I've come a long way on the spectrum with Pence. People used to argue so hard, and the reason they go after him, to me, I didn't see it as a valid or logical reason. You know, his actions since Trump got back, and you know, he does play the part of anti-Trump. Like, that very well could be who he is. I don't know for sure. Barr, I still think is a good dude. Mueller, I think is a bad dude. Ray, I think is a bad dude. Comey, I think is a bad dude. Just based on what I've seen. Could be wrong. I have no idea, though. That's just my thoughts on it. Putin and Trump meeting. I do think they're going to meet eventually. Don't know when, though. The golden age already here. It's coming. Jake Tapper book. We've kind of talked about that a lot this week. Doctor in name only. You should interview JB Calhoun about tactical civics. I started reading through that email you sent, Praying Remnant. So might reach out here to them soon. Comey, Unapununa Banca. What's the chat saying? When are you coming to Florida? I'm coming to Florida June 28th for a Badlanders meetup. Lakeland, Florida, 5 to 8 p.m. You got to RSVP to get in. Let's see what else. Yes, I want a refund on all the taxes I paid. I do too. BB said Ghost is his guest on the Narrative Sunday. Should be a great episode. Yeah, those two are pretty good together. Actually, you know what? This is an interesting thought from Liz Jane. You want to know how to shut all this crap down? We all deserve reparations. Congress stole money from us for years. That's what we should start doing. Every time you see somebody talking about reparations for African Americans, we just say, you know what? All of us as Americans need reparations from our government for what they've done to us. Goes to CIA. He works in DMV. Oh, yeah, the nice house comment, President Trump. Oh, yeah, Ed Krasenstein also did the 8647 thing. And this is an idiot, too. What an idiot. Anything else interesting going on, guys? Oh, tomorrow, I forgot to say this. So we're in this like new Rumble creator program thing, and there's like a bunch of requirements that you need to qualify. And I don't know exactly how it operates. My understanding is Rumble has like this pool of money, and if you use their like Rumble Studio and live stream and whatever, you can qualify for a portion of it. And it's like their way to help smaller creators. And so obviously, like, we're trying to, you know, get access to more money so we can help pay the creators at Badlands. And so we're going to try to do that. One of the things they require, though, is you have to do a certain amount of hours each month. I think it's like 5 hours to Rumble Premium subscribers only. And so you guys know I am a big believer in never putting anything behind a paywall. And to this point, all we ever do put behind a paywall is our conferences, because those cost us money to put on. Like, so we do restrict those. But when it comes to everything else, I hate doing that. But we need to get 5 hours of premium streams. So what I'm actually going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to start in the morning. I don't know what time yet. Probably depends when I wake up. But I'm going to stream to Rumble and YouTube and probably Twitter. So you will be able to watch elsewhere if you want. But if you do have Rumble Premium, I'd encourage you to watch on Rumble and hang out in the chat. But I'm going to stream our GART panels. I don't know if I'll do them all or just up to 5 hours worth or whatever, but I need to get those 5 hours in. So I figured that might be a good way to do it, because it's content that was technically already behind a paywall. So Spetzel says, anyone else feel John was slacking this week? I know there's nothing happening, but it seems like he could have dug up more stories from somewhere. I kind of feel the same way, man. I've even been saying, like, I feel like what an awful week of shows for you guys. So I apologize. I know that's on me. Ash says, fact, John has shot down every one of my ideas that involve a paywall. That is true. I do not believe in paywalls. How do you get Rumble Premium? You subscribe to Rumble. And I was told like 4 months ago that we were getting a Badlands Media Rumble affiliate link thing, and I haven't yet. So yeah, New Case says, just play a rerun show from the week for 5 hours weekly that you want to highlight. I could do that, but also, I don't know, like the GART stuff is already behind a paywall, and it'll just be this month. We only have to do it once a month. So I figured this would be a way for some people who maybe didn't get virtual tickets to see the conference, and then it will also be public. I think the GART thing is the way to go, because it was a good GART. We had some really good panels, and we're going to be switching stuff up a little bit, tweaking for the future here. But I'm still waiting for the Badlands link. I get it. New K says it's been a really full week, to be truthful. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff happening. Like, a lot of it is so connected, like 10 stories surrounding Trump's Middle East trip can kind of all be talked about in one little thing. And we do the deeper dives on the more macro topics on the other shows. So I think John copied his homework from the Daily this morning. Man, New Case is just super critical right now. What happened on the Daily this morning? Put G behind a paywall? Yeah, I think if some of you had your way, we'd put G in prison or something. Balance me. I think that's a great idea. I won't be able to watch live. You should resurrect old GART panels too. We could probably do that. Whiskey Tango says that would fill the Rumble Rex. Instead of paywall, you could just do premium stream one day early for something weekly. I was also thinking, like, I could do, and again, I don't know if I want to do this, but I could do like an hour of my show prep before like Badlands Daily here every day. So you guys could like see, I mean, all I do is like click on stuff and read it. It'd be like what we're doing right now, like me talking to the audience and kind of talking about stories. And then I would be reading those same stories later. So I don't know if that'd be any fun. Stronger Now. I like G. I don't listen to his show very often, but I did buy Bitcoin from his advice. You were probably thankful about that. Ash and G did a little debate last night. I haven't had a chance to watch that either. I'm so far behind on things. But Ash says, G admitted last night that getting rid of nation states and global major democracy is his goal. He should be behind a paywall. I mean, what if he's not wrong, Ash? You just probably don't understand. New Case, sorry, John, just giving you a hard time. You can give me a hard time. I can handle it. And you're not wrong. Miss Paven Irishman, why would I pay to watch you have fun? I'll just go to the pub and have fun. You go do that. Pubs are good. Do anything with Quast. Yeah. Deadwood, we're going to have Quast a little more in the mix, I think. We'll see what happens. Dave, put CanCon doing weed reviews behind a paywall. Spetzel G-Money still hasn't answered a single question that Ash asked. Tommy Russell, John, I thought you were going to get madder at Stein yesterday when he basically admitted to selling out. I mean, I don't need to get mad at him for it. I disagree with the behavior, but he's not the only one doing it. And like that stuff doesn't get me mad at the people doing it, especially when they admit to doing it. What makes me mad is like the people who see that and still will, like people who know Tim Pool does it and will still excuse the behavior and go watch it, like that's the stuff I get upset about. Like these people will tell you they're lying to you or like, self-censoring for money, and you'll still take the and I can't even blame them for that, because people like to watch who they like to watch. They're either entertained or they feel like they're getting the good information, or whatever the reasons are. People watch Tim Pool. Just because I don't like him doesn't mean you're wrong about liking him. But I do think there are moral reasons that people should be given more attention than others, but not everybody feels the same way. Ash says, yeah, I'm just afraid to imagine how awesome global communism will be. Yeah. Stronger Now. I watched Crowder. He did not sell out. I haven't watched much of Crowder. I will say Crowder lost me when that video came out about the way he's talking to his wife, his pregnant wife. That was rough. What else? Might be it. I think I got all. So I'm gonna read through the rants here, and then I'm gonna get you guys out of here. I will be back on tonight, I believe, for Liberty Den. You guys come hang out with us there. I think Why We Vote is on tonight. What else we got? Spellbreakers is on at 7:30. Why We Vote. Oh wait, that can't be right. Why We Vote is on at 7:30. Spellbreakers will be on at 9, and then Liberty Den will be at 10:30, all times Eastern. And then Maha News is at 4 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, so Monty710 says, pull this up. Happy Friday, Badlands. $50. Thank you. Happy Friday, Badlanders. Thank you, John, for all you do and starting Badlands. You are appreciated. You are appreciated too, Monty. Darylin 10. Every one of John's broadcasts has a bad video delay on my Roku app, both live and replay. Just his, no others. Anyone else notice this? I wonder if it's because, so like the way I do these, I am streaming from StreamYard, and then to get to Rumble, I stream it through Rumble Studio. So there's almost like a double pass through. So what you'd be getting on Twitter or YouTube, there's going to be a little bit extra delay on Rumble. So I wonder if that's it. Valseco 16. Not only does Benny steal your content, but now he stole your Badlands meetup. Is he doing a meetup too? No way. So that's just stinks. I'm ahead of the game, and we're ahead of the game. People steal and get all the credit. Benny Johnson. I don't see anything. I'll check later. Polymathanon. Just to hear John butcher my name again. Thanks, John. Love you. No homo. Well, you know what? I've never met you, so I'm not going to say no homo. But thank you for the rant. L. Phillips for the swear jar. Thank you. And then Bear BL. Enjoy this format. I enjoy doing it too. Hope you guys had a good week. And I think we're going to get out of here. Maha News. That's Jordan Sather show. Yeah, people are saying I should do that debate group thing. I mean, I'll hear them out. I'd be down to do that. Keeping homo options open. Always got to do it. You never know. And at the point Liberty then kicks off, the Knicks will have eliminated the Celtics. Yeah, I doubt Cancan will be on the show tonight because I think the Panthers play. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the good week. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and share the show around. Stick around on Badlands. Got content all day, and I will see you tonight. And don't forget tomorrow, the GART stream for Rumble Premium. It'll also be to YouTube and Twitter, so make sure you guys are following us over there. You guys have a good weekend.
Let's get started.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's real good.
Why they stopping me? Stopping me.